Hi, my name is Katie Hodges. Welcome to my podcast. This is my first attempt at a second attempt at a first episode of this channel. I really always felt a struggle when it came to communicating with people openly, honestly, and deeply. And I'm on this journey to learn as much as possible. And I really have found that I enjoy talking to people about things that really excite me and excite other people. And through, exposing myself to books, content, podcasts, YouTube, I've found a lot of excitement in learning new ideas, um, because I think, like everybody, I'm searching for something. I'm searching for something that hasn't been there, that I've been yearning for my whole life, but I never knew what it was. And this is going to be my journey of finding it. Unlike other podcasts that I consume, I am not at the level where I really feel like I have any value to add, But um, I really want to use this as an opportunity to record this journey and to keep me excited about everything that I am looking to learn and new skills I'm looking to gain and ways I'm wanting to grow. And what better way to reinforce it than to have to talk about it on camera, which is something I'm super uncomfortable doing and I feel super weird right now. But I was listening to something today, and it was Alex Hormozi, and he was on School of Greatness, what a great channel, and he was talking about uh, how people don't see like the reps that all of these huge content creators or business people or influencers put in. All they see is the finished product, and it's like you never got to see the journey of what that person went through half the time. So I've decided to record my journey. Um, I'm using it to keep me accountable. I'm using it to reinforce ideas that I really grab onto. But I've found in school that when I have to explain an idea to somebody, I seem to understand it even more deeply and can usually find another way that it hits my life or a connection to make as I explain it to somebody else. It also makes it easier to remember for me. So I really want to challenge myself to get out of my comfort zone and be on camera, which is something I'm super uncomfortable with, like I said. And also to challenge myself to really understand these ideas deeper and to try and explain them to people. And also, if I find these ideas interesting, if other creators find them interesting, if, psychologists, philosophers find them interesting, there has to be even more people out there who would connect with this content. And maybe if I could just get one more person interested in some of these ideas and feeling excited about their life again, then I really will have felt like I had something of value. Um, and if not, then this will simply be a record of my own journey. But I really have desires with this podcast to mostly do interviews in the future. For now, the first few episodes will be uh, me basically monologuing like this and sharing some ideas and stuff like that, just because I need the practice. I need to figure out how to set all this stuff up, do it effectively, provide a quality product for people to watch or listen to. And, I wouldn't want to waste anybody's time if I don't have those bases down. So, like, I really have to put in the work first So be patient with me as I learn. Um, but I'm here to learn. I'm here to make mistakes and put out the best quality that I can for the place that I'm at. And hopefully in a year, I'll look back and think, oh my gosh, I had no idea what I was doing. What was I thinking putting this out there? Because I will have learned so much. I mean, that's the goal. It doesn't matter if I fell along the way. It's simply to learn something from every step. Um, yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I guess I should get into some of our first topics. I also apologize if the editing is kind of choppy with this. I don't really know how to set up a proper video yet. I've never edited a video before, so this will be my first one. I also am learning how to, communicate and breathe effectively through this process, how to set up the camera and the microphone. So if there's any sort of technical issues or just absolute, bloopers on my part, I apologize if the video is a little choppy or anything like that. If I hopefully if there's anybody who sees anything I could be doing better, if has any suggestions, constructive criticism is always welcome. Feel free to DM me. I would really be interested in any expertise or tips or tricks that anybody might have, or if you're listening and you simply can't hear properly or my audio is not great, let me know. Let me know in the comments or the DMs. I'm looking to learn through this whole process. So let's see. Let's check out my topics. I don't have my glasses on. Guess I'm gonna have to set up something for myself here. Okay. So here, first of all, this is the book I'm reading right now, and I'm obsessed with it. It is not at all what I thought it would be. For those of you not watching on YouTube, this is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, and it's pretty much exploded. And it's funny, when I first heard of it, my grandma actually sent this to me. She read it many times and suggested it to me, and I was like, oh, I'll get to it. Because when I first heard of the book, I thought it was not what it actually is. I thought it was like not caring what other people thought, something like that. So I totally judged the book by its cover, literally. And once I finished my last book, which was Grit by Angela Duckworth, which is one of my favorite books of all time, if you really want to get gritty with it. So I picked this up because I didn't have anything that I was reading yet, and I was kind of in between like motivations, and I wanted something that I thought would be kind of lighthearted. And as I was reading it, I mean, I was just absolutely enthralled with this book. I'm not done with it yet, but basically the idea is that he calls it the subtle art because it's more about choosing what you give a fuck about, choosing what's really important in your life. And, you only have so many fucks to give, as they say. So it's about putting your energy into the things that really matter to you and not letting your energy be taken by the things that don't. So I'm really excited to finish this. I'm going to do a whole breakdown of it and share a bunch of my favorite quotes when I do get it done. So hope you guys are excited. But I haven't even finished it yet, and I'm going to say go get this book. It's amazing. Super awesome. Okay. So also, I would love it if people would send me some concepts or ideas. I'm super into evolutionary psychology right now. I'm getting really deep into that. It's super fascinating to me. There's a bunch of ideas and principles that I'm investigating that I'm going to bring here. Yeah, if there's anything that anybody thinks people could benefit from, books, ideas, podcasts, channels, anything, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to do some research on stuff and kind of share it with people. Or, if there's anything that you're looking for, like you have a why and you just can't seem to connect the dots, shove it over to me. I may not be able to connect the dots either, but I really love problem solving and finding new ideas. And I think that everybody has something to offer somebody else. And I would just love to kind of be exposed to new ideas. I mean, that's the whole point of this, right? Okay. So now we're going to get into some nitty gritty topics that I'm very uncomfortable discussing and that I don't think are going to channel well to a lot of people. So I'm going to talk about them anyway, because these are things that like I don't hear anybody talking about and I want the answers to. So, and it's a big thing that I have to get over in order to do this process, you know? So basically, I was thinking a lot today about recording this tonight, and I was having a lot of confidence issues. I feel like I'm a manically confident person, and I just made that up, so don't try and look it up, I think. Which means I either feel like really confident and secure and like, grateful for myself and in so many ways, and then, or I feel like completely worthless. And there's not a lot in between. Like, I don't ever feel like, oh, I'm satisfied with myself today. It's either I'm super proud of myself or I feel really let down. And I was also thinking, like, I have a lot of trouble posting on social media. I take long breaks. I, barely post. Um, and it's a really big struggle for me. I have no trouble reposting other people's stories, other people's reels, other people's quotes and ideas. I can throw a million of those out all day. I mean, I'm constantly consuming content and information. And so I love resharing all that stuff with the world. But when it comes to my own content, I really struggle. Part of it comes from I've never really felt like I had a voice or anything of value to add to the world. So therefore, I felt like, who am I to put myself out there? Like what gives me the right? I also struggle with feeling shame when I do have something good, whether it's a quote or an idea or, I used to blog a blog or a picture that I feel really confident in. I always stop myself and I probably only post like 10% of the things that I go and start to create a post on. And then I discard like 9 out of 10 of them because I really feel like shame when I feel confidence when it comes to social media or content or putting anything out in the world. Like if I feel really proud of myself or if I feel really pretty in a picture or if I feel like I wrote something really awesome that I'm super proud of and that I want to share with the world, once I actually go to share it, I immediately feel shame and like I don't deserve to feel that way. Like I don't deserve to feel pretty or I don't deserve to feel proud of something because what else have I done in my life? So shame is something that I really want to explore in this journey because um, they talk a lot about imposter syndrome on a lot of these podcasts, like Modern Wisdom. And I really love how they explore it. And it's something that I'm going to try and explain later because I need to prepare myself better with notes set up next time. I think it's pretty unprofessional to keep going back and forth to my computer. And so I'm going to prep that later. But I just want to kind of introduce like this topic or this idea because I want to get used to getting honest on camera. I want to get used to talking out these ideas because I still don't know why I feel like this. And so this is going to be one of the things I'm going to explore is I'm going to talk about things that make me uncomfortable. I'm going to talk about things that are unpopular. And then I'm going to figure them out. And I'm going to do it all, on camera every week. And that's just to get me started mostly. I think that as we go on, like I said, my goal is to have guests. I really want to learn from other people and I really want to add value to anybody who's watching, but I can't, become an expert in everything all on my own. I mean, I don't have enough lifetime. So I really want to bring on people that can add that value to the audience and can maybe explore areas that I'm not so strong in or that I never thought about before. I mean, that's the whole point of this. Uh, so, plus, I can shine a light on people who are working in the dark, working just as hard, and hopefully give them a place where they can share all the work that they've done, because that would be pretty awesome to me. So, yeah. So I'm gonna be exploring this, and I don't think anybody that I know of has really talked about shame in this way. Like, why am I ashamed to feel pretty? I'm not saying I am. I'm not saying that there's not days where I feel absolutely disgusting, but on the days that I do, which are not as often as I would like, um, when I do feel that fulfillment or contentment for a brief, fleeting second, or I feel proud of myself, I immediately feel guilty for it. Like, what gives me the right to feel good about this thing? Especially when, it's not something that I entirely earned. I mean, I can be as healthy as I want, take as good care of myself as I want, but when it comes down to it, uh, a lot of it is genes. So how is that something that I can put, value or self-worth in? Um, but at the same time, should I feel shameful or should I feel guilt? I don't think anybody should feel that when it comes to themselves, when it comes to something that they didn't do wrong. Um, so this is a really interesting concept to me that I want to explore, and I really want to find out if anybody else feels like this. Like, when you go to post something that you're really proud of, if you go to share something with somebody, if you want to tell somebody a story in person of this great thing that you just did at work, this great thing that, you got a promotion or you figured out this problem and it was a really big deal and it saved a project or something like that. Like, when you share those kind of stories or accolades, like, do you feel guilty for being proud of yourself? Do you feel guilty for sharing it with other people? Do you feel shame? Do you feel ashamed that you are proud of yourself or that you're confident or that you're sharing the wins? So, like, that's the thing is, like, I have a lot of trouble celebrating the wins. I can beat myself up pretty hard for the losses, but I find a lot of trouble in celebrating the wins because I don't feel like I'm somebody who deserves the wins. I feel like I'm still somebody who has dues to pay. And so putting myself out there like this is really difficult. And everybody probably says that. I mean, I've seen it like, a dozen times, like introverted person on camera talking for an hour and then they say they're introverted and everybody's like, yeah, right. But no, it's really how I feel. I mean, I struggle with, human connection. I struggle interacting with other people. Even today, oh my God. Okay, this is a great moment. Okay, so even today I was at the store and I I usually keep to myself in public because I'm not great at small talk and I don't really have any desire for small talk because my like energy tank for socialization is always really low. And so I try and save it for literally like essential interactions, like somebody at the checkout or, somebody in the bank or something, a teller. So like literally like I try and like reserve my energy for people for like absolutely essential interactions. And so it always catches me off guard when somebody talks to me. And I've been a people pleaser my whole life and uh, a perfectionist, and I always wanted to be validated or praised or something like that. And so um, when I was younger, I had a lot of issues with all those things. I'm working to grow out of them right now. I don't think I'm perfect yet, but I'm definitely not at the level that I used to be. And so what I would do is I would, constantly try and people please and give people what they wanted and say the right things and do the right things and, give gifts and try and buy people and stuff like that whenever I could to try and, feel really accepted. And what happened was I ended up getting used a lot in my life. And I ended up constantly being used by people. And, people always seem to have ulterior motives throughout my life that I was just too naive to see. And I'm not everybody, obviously, but I really struggle with that. So now I also struggle to meet new people who come up to me because I always feel like, what do they want from me? You know, what are what are they going to try and get out of me? How are they going to try and use me? And so I had this trouble with, so sorry, technical difficulties. So I have trouble with all these things, I have trouble with social interaction. I have trouble talking to people, communicating with people in the outside world. And so, hold on, technical difficulties again. Okay, so I was at the store today and, I was waiting on them to get something from the back. And one of the other, sales associates came up and approached me and started asking me small talk questions. And at the time, I was already sitting in my phone, which I'm usually not on it or doing anything. I'm not scrolling. I'm not a big social media person. I like video games, so like sometimes if I really want to like escape, I'll play a little video game on my phone. But usually, if I look like I'm on my phone and I'm in public, I'm pretending to look at something, but it's really just my menu screen, or I'm scrolling back and forth between my menu pages. So that it looks like I'm busy, so I don't have to interact with people because I get a lot of anxiety about that. And so I'm sitting on my phone doing my fake distracted thing, and he starts asking me questions, and I would smile and nod, or smile and give a one-word answer, and then if there's a pause, I would look back down at my phone like I'm busy because I just struggle to interact with people. And he caught me off guard because he simply asked, "Would you like to small talk, or are you busy on your phone?" And he didn't say it exactly like that, but the way he asked me was so direct and honest, it instantly snapped me out of my cycle, instantly broke my thought pattern, instantly made me realize that, like, this is what I'm looking for. People who are direct, who are open and honest, who have no expectations, but simply want to put themselves out there and don't really want to waste time or people's energy, and don't want to offend anybody, but also aren't going to let people, just brush them off or walk on them either. And I immediately tried to break out of my shell, and I got honest with him. I simply just told him everything that I told you guys. I was like, I'm really introverted. I'm an anxious person, and actually, I'm not even on my phone. I'm pretending to be on my phone. I admitted to him that I was pretending to be on my phone to avoid human interaction. And I immediately felt so much more relaxed because I was honest. And because I got put in a situation where somebody acted in accordance with the values that I'm trying to learn. And it completely caught me off guard. And it was, God, probably one of the best lessons I've learned from a random person at a store in a really, really long time. But they're there, So yeah, so I need to work on this. I need to work on my communication. I need to work on being more direct. I also really want to start a journey to learn to interact with people better in public and learn to raise that tank and not be quite so shut down and introverted, because if my goal is to learn from people and acquire as much knowledge as possible in order to acquire more skills and more confidence and become more efficient and become, like so much more than I can be right now. And I'm not sure what that is, but I'll be able to define that soon enough on this journey. But if I want to start that journey, then I need to be able to be open to other people. And so that's what I'm going to try and do. So, this is, I don't know how to end this, I guess. Yeah, so this is my journey. I guess we'll see where it goes. But just do the thing. And today is the day to do the thing.